Eat flaming bats! Or, you too, bat. Ran out. Ow. Died. Woohoo! Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another MMO Anthropology. I am in the Diablo 3 beta, which is free for this weekend, and I figured that I would show everyone what it was like. Since I love Diablo 1 and I enjoyed thoroughly Diablo 2, we have Diablo 3, which is a gorgeous game. As you can see, we have, well, a character selection screen, interestingly enough. All of my characters are female, which is something that you couldn't do in the original Diablo or Diablo 2, since all characters were gender locked, and you can choose male or female for either. I decided to start up with a new character, a new little wizard. Think that I've got a wizard here who's wearing a little bit more, obviously. You start out with basically nothing. You're also able to make a banner for yourself, although if you're brand new, you only get a particular set of colors, of settings, of images that go on it. I suspect as the game goes on, more images and etc. to go onto the banners to make them more lively and independent, or excuse me, more customizable and personalized to individuals. Let's go ahead and select our wizard. Start. Error! Well, that's unfortunate. I am going to have to come back when the errors have ceased and continue explaining how interesting Diablo 3 is. Alright, we're in. It looks like error 3004 is basically comes up to, we're busy, keep trying. As you can see, I've got my little character here. I believe that if I hit Z...
This place reeks of the dead.
Yes, yes it does.
The fallen star must be near.
Just like a Diablo game, we're at 3/4 view. Welcome to New Tristram, which is a nice little glowing hamlet down here. Clicky clicky little bird. And of course the dead are rising. They are not very happy with me. Pop! Neat little glow. We can massacre our way through them. I've already done this a few times, so I'm quite prepared for what's going to be in my path, so let's just hammer our way through. One of the problems that I've had with the game is that while you get to choose character names for all of your characters, they never show up on, even when your friends are playing with you, just your name. Your battle tag shows up, but not the name of your character, and of course I named mine Vex after Vex Harrow. Hello, Captain. Wow.
Prophecy sent me in search of the star.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
More undead, rah!
The gates until we drive them back.
Keep coming.
The mage is a really nice ranged attacker. She has quite a few interesting little spells. After I get you through this section with Vex, I will switch over to Ovidius to show you some massacre.
Find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
The game, of course, also throws a number of interesting little achievements at you, which apparently I can't access immediately from here. Here we go. Massacre pops up when you blow your way through a lot of enemies. You also get, just like when you're playing World of Warcraft, there's points that you receive for gaining certain achievements, and there's even achievements. Inspection, Barbarian, no challenges. Come on. That, if I believe I saw somewhere, there were some achievements that had primarily to do with playing in the beta. The highest level that you can reach is level 13. Maxed out. There it is. Beta max. Complete all maximum level class achievements, I assume, in the beta. Level 13 is the highest, so if you get all of your different classes to their top level, you'll get that. And if you get all of the achievements, you can switch in. Almost everything is voiced.
What faith can save us now?
As you can hear, you know, this priest babbling. Characters will talk to you when you get near them. You can also click on them. There's ambient light sources. The shadow doesn't quite move in relation to light sources. There's a global one. You can even activate crafting, and it's active for all your users. Your stash crosses all your characters, so I can put other stuff from other characters in there and drop them on Vex. That's a waypoint.
Don't you dare lift a finger to help our mayor fix his wagon.
Of course,
My brother died defending the dead, rising from their graves.
she's angry about wagon, etc. So I'm going to switch to my other mage so I can show you some of the other tips, some of the other tricks that mages have, and I'll be with you in just a moment.
Here, let me open the gate.
This is Vidius. She's a level 3
Adria
mage.
was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Devin.
Which means that she's only slightly further
I'm told he
along
was
than
a
Vex,
great
who is
warrior
only a level
who was
1.
lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
As you notice, the environment reacts to a certain extent. Things fall down, monsters jump up. There's beautiful waterwork here. Having the 3/4 view, isometric, does seem to do a lot of good for the graphics in this game. In fact, it feels like a much more graphical Diablo 2. Let's go down into the cellar.
There was more to your
I'm going to show off is the Ray of Frost, which is the mage ability.
Believed it.
It inflicts damage and slows down attackers. And of course, as you can see, it uses up my mana bar. Whereas my mana is... ice things. My mana is being replenished by my normal attack. Actually, that's not true. I think mages have mana replenishment standard, just like warmth from Diablo 1, whereas other characters have different forms of energy that they draw from. For example, the Demon Hunter has something called Hatred, which is replenished by beating things up, and something called Discipline, which I think is regenerated naturally. The Barbarian uses Rage, like the warrior from World of Warcraft, who generates that when she beats things up and then burns it on special abilities. And the Witch Hunter... excuse me. Not the Demon Hunter, which I was just talking about. The Witch Doctor uses also a mana pool or a spirit pool or something like that, which is replenished when you kick the crap out of things or use your natural attack. I'm going to switch over to her because she's my highest level at the moment. This is Hextia, my Witch Doctor. Basically, she throws spiders on people. Alright, we've got a little bit of lag. And she also has an area of effect control effect, as you can see right there. If I take the rune off it, one of the interesting things that you get as you level up is you get to put runes on your abilities, and they change how they function. They also change the way that they look. Right now I've got Unbreakable Grasp on this, which tremendously slows down opponents, but I'm going to take the rune off of it because it looks so much more amusing. Oh, did not successfully take the rune off. I gotta wait for it to refresh. There we go. Rune, accept. Now when the rune is off of it, this particular spell causes little hands to, or undead hands to reach up from the floor and grab people. It's one of my favorites. Of course, and yeah, she throws a jar of spiders. Bad guys don't like that very much. As you can see, this is a stress test. Here we go. Hand sticking up. It causes a little bit of damage to enemies, but and holds them in place and allows my spiders to take them apart. Oh, I forgot. I've also got little undead dogs. They're my, whoa, a teleporter. That's not nice. The undead dogs are pretty much the backbone of my killing capability. He is an elite. Going to go down hard. There. As you can see, it's pretty much very similar to a standard Diablo game. The graphics are just much better. You know, close up, the animations are very nice looking. Let me move back so I can see it better. Since she's more of a mastermind type character, very similar to the Necromancer with tons and tons of pets, I have a tendency to like to be further back so I can see what's going on. Since I don't really want to be in the midst of the firefight. Some dungeons have elements that you can interact with. Like, for example, one of the previous dungeons has droppable chandeliers, where you yank on a chain and a chandelier falls on monsters. There's also some where there are boards trying to hold up the side of a wall or something like that, and you can take that out and the entire wall collapses on the bad guys. They certainly don't enjoy that, and it allows you to take out large groups of enemies extremely rapidly, and often with very little harm to yourself. The dungeons are fairly dynamically generated, or, I mean, randomly at least. Each time they are slightly different, or at least they seem to be, which is another hallmark of the Diablo genre. Ravenous dead. There's, of course, you know, magic items up the wazoo, objects in the environment that you could break, wells, etc. Bad guys that come out of nowhere. After this, I'm going to jump back into town and show you another interesting element that's been added to the game as compared to Diablo 2. Oh, right. They're all dying. This is Town Portal. No longer do you need to worry about it being on a scroll. You just pop out. After one of the earlier missions, you can open up this. It's basically crafting. Whenever you pick up some sort of an item, I don't really need any sort of hand-to-hand weapon. I don't actually hit anything. You get access to crafting. Crafting is done by destroying magic items to generate crafting materials of various sorts, and then you can use that to forge weapons and armor. And with enough money, you can train up the artisans who build this stuff for you. You need a tremendous amount of gold, and eventually they will level up, which allows you to forge more interesting things. Like, for example, this. A wand, which is the primary weapon of most wizards. Not really sure yet what the Witch Doctor is going to use. I haven't seen anything in the beta, at least, that directly affects my abilities as a Witch Doctor. But if I was a Demon Hunter, I'd want to use bows, because some of my attacks directly use bows. If I was playing a Barbarian, I'd want to use axes or clubs or swords or other melee weapons. And interestingly enough, Barbarians can dual wield, which is just beautifully hilarious. Tristram, this is New Tristram, which apparently the citizens didn't learn from whatever the hell happened last time. But of course the dead are coming back. You've been thrust into saving Deckard Cain, which I already have at this point at level 8, which puts me only 5 levels from the end. Let's show off Hextia here again, and her snapping little dogs and their beautiful little purple feathers shaking on their heads. And I hope to see some of you in Diablo 3 when it comes out. We'll see if I'll be playing it or not. To the rest of you, this has been pretty much a first look at Diablo 3. Well, thank you for coming to another MMO Anthropology. Good night, and good dreams. Well, that is one of the problems playing in a beta. It is a stress test. So everyone, remember to like this if you like the content, comment, and tell us if you've been playing Diablo 3. And of course subscribe if you'd like to see more of what's going on in the video game world, or your game connection will be disconnected.